Alright y'all, I finally got an opportunity to get a retake of this machine room after a lot of waiting, but just wanted to give you a tour of quite possibly the coolest machine room I've ever seen. As you can see, the entire room is glass. Very top of this building, which will not be disclosed. And as you can see, the 360 panoramic views. Now these used to be mid-80s Dover Computomatic 2s, but about 2 years ago we got them modded, and they are now TKE. They are running a standard setup, no agile or anything on these, only 4 cars. These are the new SC400 machines, I believe. Just double check. Yep, SC400. These are the TAC32T controllers. Here's the service car. The service car is original. It is Computomatic. They did not replace this one. It shows you a testament to this old machinery, how reliable it is. Pure Dover Computomatic. In here's the selector. It's your selector cable. It's almost like a pie plate setup. Super cool stuff. Here's one of the main machines. There goes the brake. These use disc brakes. Brand new German engineered machines. Imported straight from Germany. There's the service car again. Go look into back into the, oh crap. I apologize for that. Didn't quite expect the cover on here to be a little bit temperamental. So Phoenix of these old 80s equipment. Let's see if we can get a peek into here. Here y'all go. Side. Dover Computomatic. Alright, let's give some more details on here. That is a harmonic system, so this helps regulate and filter the power. Also with harmonics, means these are very quiet machines. Thanks to whoever in my comment section a while ago corrected me on that and clarified. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. Always like learning more about these machines. In here is the tachometer. This tracks your speed. It's the encoder. Grease ports on here. Grease out. These haven't really been greased much yet, they're brand new. And there you can see the coils for the motor. That is a cooling fan for it, of course. It's the actual motor here. These are your cables, double wrapped. That is your, I believe that's normal brake, that's emergency brake. You have 2 brakes. Cooling fan, if I didn't already say that. Some covers. That's an emergency brake release bar. Down here, of course, the base plate is mounted on, sheath down there. These are your hooks that they use to crane them up here. These machines are very heavy. sound of these machines. There's not too much else to describe on these machines. They're very compact, high quality. It's a beautiful German engineered pieces of machinery. It's a data plate for y'all. Oh, I forgot to show this. These are your governors over here. Yes, governors. There's 2 for each car. Because these are double wrapped, there's 1 for the counterweight and 1 for the main elevator. It's pretty neat. Those are original to this install. Here, your TKE TAC32T controller. Brand new equipment. Not really gonna... I guess we'll... Yeah, I don't really want to open these up, especially the drive cabinet while these are in service, because of arc flash hazard. Even though these are brand new, you never know. Gotta take safety seriously. Apologies, I'm just running around in here. Well, not really, I've been trying. I've gotten a lot of negative feedback about my filming style, which I hope this helps. I've taken all those comments very seriously. I've worked my butt off to kind of improve my quality. That's why I'm walking so much slower now. Every time I pause, I'm kind of getting still pictures. But I've been trying to go a lot slower, and I'm sure y'all have noticed that. Trying to give every machinery I take just a quick overview of the machine, explaining what parts do what. Trying to make these videos more enjoyable for y'all. Especially a machinery this cool. Of course, you may notice this whole room is glass, obviously, but you would think, oh, it's like probably like 100 degrees in here. No, it's a chilly 70 degrees in here right now, maybe in the 60s. I'll have to go and find the thermostat. Well, I can tell it's nice and cool in here. Even with the old machines, it was cool in here. Although the new machines, during the mod, they replaced all the air conditioning in here. They took out, these used to have 4 ACs in here, I believe. Now they only have 2 maybe these are 5-ton units. Now they only have 2 ACs in here. New machines produce a lot less heat, especially the old ones were running on DC gensets. Of course, as you'd expect, those produce a lot of heat. This thing right there, that's the bathroom exhaust system, vents it out there. Had nowhere else to put it, so they were like, oh, let's just put it up in the machine room. Good thing it doesn't stink in here. They sealed it pretty well. Thank God. Otherwise it'd be pretty miserable for technicians up here. Stair air relief. So that's according to fire code. Stairwells have to be pressurized, so in the event of a fire, when stairwell doors open, people trying to run out, smoke doesn't get into the stairwell. It's positive pressure in there, so all the smoke is pushed out. And they especially started cracking down on that since the building fires started getting more common, especially after 9/11. After 9/11, a bunch of buildings added all those in. So that was one of the flaws. Stairwells in 9/11. RP everyone who died in there. It's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to this country. But anyways, off that topic, I don't want to talk about too much miserable stuff like that. A lot of buildings did a bunch for fire safety. And now we have more stricter regulations like that. It's worked out. Alright, so this machine is the gear traction machine, DC. That is the generator back there, is of course your controller. It's the DC motors, the brushes, commutator, armature back there. This is your brake. Brake solenoid, springs, brake drum right there, and brake shoes. And that's your gearbox. It's a worm gear setup. This is your sheath. Yeah, y'all see what I mean. It's nice and chilly in here. Alright, well that'll be about it. Hope y'all enjoyed.